Welcome to yet another tutorial. In this tutorial I'll be making a cowl neck blouse. So if that's what you're interested in, sit back, relax and watch. So to be starting with, I was starting with my, so I'll be putting in all my vertical measurement first. I'm going to use this pattern to first explain. So this is going to be our shoulder line. This is our shoulder line. Then from shoulder line, I'm going to mark the bust point. A bust point is 9.5. So this is 9.5. While the half length is 14 inches. Then the full blouse length is 24. But I'll be adding 1 inch for the join, for the hemming at the bottom, and half inch for joining at the shoulder. So I'm going to roll them out now. Okay, so I also will take our chest line measurement. That's the armhole. Our armhole measurement is 7.5. How do I get this? Just divide your bust by 4 and minus 1.5. That's this is our armhole. So let me just label them up. Chest line, bust point, half length, top length. Okay, so we move on. Now from here I'm going to take our shoulder measurement. Our shoulder is 12 inches. So 12 is, half of 12 is 6. Then I'll be adding half inch for joining the shoulder to it. That makes it 6.5. So I have 6.5 here. Then I'll come down on that line, 6.5 line. Then I also come to a bust, sleeve, shoulder, a neck width, which is 3 inches by, but this is back, I'll be using 1.5. So I'll make it off. Okay, now I'll come to a shoulder length here. I'll come down by 1 inch. Then I'll make it slope. So you see our measurement has been reduced here, so I'll return the 1 inch back here to be 7.5 here. So I'm still going to, this is what I'm going to use for our first line. Now I'm going to just make a curve for the armhole. Before I curve the armhole, let me first take, our bust is 32 divided by 4, that's 8 inches. So then I'll add 1.5 for the sewing. It's going to have ease allowance too, so I'll make it 2 inches for the ease allowance. So from here I'll make a curve for my armhole. This for the back armhole. Now for the front armhole, I'll divide the armhole length into 2. So the center is, at the center I'm going to come in by half an inch. Yeah, I come in by half an inch. Then I'll join this line together to form the front armhole. Then here I'm going to make a curve. Good. So this is my back armhole, but this is my front armhole. Now I'll go to half length our waist measurement is 28. 28 divided by 4, that's 7 inches. 7 inches, and I will add 2 inches sewing allowance and ease allowance. So then I'll come to the top length. I'll take our hip measurement. Our hip measurement is 36. 36 divided by 5 by 4, that's 9. So I'll take 9 plus 2 inches, 11. So I'll connect those lines together. This part is not going to be so sharp. It has to be cut, so I won't make it sharp, cut like this. Then I'll come down here. I'll come down here and give it a cuff here to meet here. Okay, so our blouse is ready now. I can cut out. So our basic body is ready. Now we're going to place this basic body on our fabric. I'm using 2 yards of Duchess material, 2 yards, so that now I'm going to fold my fabric into 2 like this. I'll first cut out the back bodies. I've added all my sewing allowance on the pattern, so I won't be adding any sewing allowance. I'll just be cutting out the exact measurement I have here. So just place it on it. So yeah, back bodies cut out. We'll set this aside. Now for the front, I'm going to work on the hem in the pattern. So on this pattern, I'm going to cut out the bust line because that's where I want my cowl effect. I'll cut it so tiny. I will not get to the edge, but very close to the edge, like this. So I hope you can see. I've cut it open from, I cut out the chest line. Now I'm going to fold my fabric. In such a way that it can accommodate the into 2. So depending on how wide you want your cowl sleeve to be, so I really want mine to be very wide, so let's bring it down a bit. And you can decide to jump from here. Trying to get a straight line to those points. You see? It's okay like this. I can cut out now. Now, if I bring it back, this is the part that is going to drop. So these are, it's going to drop, At this point you can decide to either bias tape your neckline or you turn it. So for me, I'm just going to be using bias to tape it. I hope you get. I'll just use bias to tape it around like this so that it can to cover the edges. Now let me bring it back. So for the sleeve is a puff sleeve. You can decide to make it with a band or anyhow it pleases you. So yeah, and you make the sleeve a bit longer than the normal sleeve length so that to give you that puffy effect. So our normal sleeve length is 22. I'm going to be using 28 because I'm going to be folding 2 inches for the elastic casing. That brings it back to 20. Then the exercise will be, so I'm cutting the sleeve. If you want it to be so puffy and full, you can extend your sleeve like this and just make a straight line. But for this blouse, so we are good to go. Now we will move on to the sewing. I will go ahead and use bias taping to turn this end and this end also. Then I'll come back to show us the next step. Okay, now I'm done biasing the neckline. You can see I've added the bias to it and I did the same thing for the back. So just iron it out. Now I'm going to place the front on the back, right side facing right side like this. So I'm going to sew like this. Then I'll do the same thing for this also. I placed my shoulder like this. Then I will sew. After sewing, I'll weave it, then come back to show us the next step. Alright, I've joined the shoulder together and I'll weave it. So just look at it. This is it. So I see the cowl effect is already forming. Now I'm going to go to the sleeve. For the sleeve, I'm going to fold 2 inches. The first inch, I'll first fold like this, then give it the second fold. So I'm going to stitch it here for the 2 sleeve, then come back. Okay, I'll end the lower part. Then this is my elastic casing. I did that for both sides. Then now I'm going to fix the sleeve, the shoulder on the sleeve like this, getting the center. This is the center. No, it's dusty, so you have to keep on any stretching it out. So from the center I go this way. So I will sew around and cut off any excess. I will do the same for the other side too, then come back to show us the next step. Okay guys, I've attached the sleeve round to it, and look at, and I'll weave it. So here it is. The next step now is to fix in my elastic in the elastic casing. Fixing this elastic to just do your round sleeve. Our round wrist is almost the same size with mine, so I will just use the same round wrist. I don't want it to be tight for some people don't like the elastic giving them mark on their wrist, so that's why I'm leaving a little space. So I'm going to pass the elastic. I'm using 1/2 inch elastic through the elastic casing. So we are done. Now I'll hold this side together with my pin. Then I'm going to arrange it properly like this. Remember I added 2 inches for my sewing allowance, so I'm going to be sewing 1 inch. The remaining 1 inch is going to be for the ease allowance. So from here I'm going to sew 1 inch down to the hammer, then to the body till I get here 1 inch all through. Then when I get here, I will stop to this place. So when I stop, I'll do the same thing for the other side and weave it, come back to show us the look. Okay, before then too, so I will just, after sewing 1 inch all through from the sleeve down to this part, then I'll just go ahead and turn up the lower parts. Then we are done. I'll come back to show us the final result. Finally, we are done, and I've weaved it around. So here is the inside look. Now let me turn it over so that we can see the final look, and I'll put it on the mannequin for us to see. It's looking so beautiful. This fabric is kind of giving some, so it needs a good iron press. I'll do that later. Just iron this part out. So I'll hem the lower parts and then use it, just arrange it. And here is the sleeve. So yeah, done. So you can see that it's looking so beautiful. Now I'll put it on mannequin for us to see.